Hello there. My name is Julie Dries. I am the children's librarian at the Harrison Township Public Library. Today we're going to be exploring some resources for the upcoming school year. And this is especially for students, teachers, and parents, especially parents if you're doing some homeschooling or helping your kids with any type of remote or virtual learning. This is a great resource that a lot of people are not aware of, and it's very, very easy to use. We are going to be taking a look at Britannica and some of their resources that can be accessed through MEL, otherwise known as the Michigan Electronic Library. And the Michigan Electronic Library is just a treasure trove of great resources that can be linked to through the Harrison Township webpage or directly through their page, which is mel.org. And I'll be putting up a slide at the end of our presentation today with that address, so you don't have to write it down. I'll have it up there for you. Today we're going to explore 3 different resources. We're going to do it kind of quickly because I could go in depth on each one of these resources, but to save some time, we're going to do 3 of them today, all 3 from Britannica. And we're going to do one for the younger kids, one for elementary age students, and one that gets up towards upper elementary and middle school. Take a peek and just an overview at each one of them and its features, and then allow you afterwards to go in and explore and get to know the sites better. So I'll get my computer set up here and let's get ready to explore.
So you can see here we're starting out on the Harrison Township page because I want you guys to know that you can link from here. The Harrison Township Public Library page, and I'm on the children's menu, so it's on the children's page. When you click into the children's page, all you need to do is scroll down just a little bit, and in this middle box you will see a link to MEL, Michigan Electronic Library. And there's a little description of what it is. Once we click into it then, we are going to take a look at the Britannica resources. So here we are at the mel.org homepage, and when you get to this page, we're just going to scroll down, and you see right here we have the kids section, and that's where we're going to be today. So I'm going to click there. And now, again, if I scroll down a little bit, we're going to start today by looking at the top 3 resources, all from Britannica. We have at the top here Britannica Fundamentals, which is pre-K through 2nd grade. Play and read to learn letters, numbers, shapes, and more. Next, we'll look at Britannica School Elementary for grades 3 and 4, where you can find information on countries, animals, and people. Watch and learn with videos, games, and activities. And finally, we'll take a look at Britannica School Middle, and that covers grades 5 through 7, where you can find maps, photos, articles, and famous people and places. Compare countries and tour the USA for homework help and your curiosity. So I'm going to scroll back up here and let's take a look at the pre-K through 2nd grade Britannica Fundamentals first. Now you can see here we have a very simple and friendly menu for the little ones. We also have a speaker option up at the top here so that you can choose to hear the options, for especially if you have kids that can't read yet, they can listen to them. I'm actually going to turn the speaker off right now just so it doesn't cover my voice speaking here. The first option is read, then we have explore, play, and create. In read, we have some stories here that the kids can do. So when you click on that, we have animals, colors, me and you, people and places, and shapes. And when you click into one of these stories, you get a start button, and it's going to read the story out loud, especially up here if you have the audio on. It will read the story out loud, and it will also highlight the words while it's reading out loud, which is wonderful for beginning readers. So if we go here to start, you can see when it's reading out loud, you can see if you follow the red here where my cursor is, it's reading out loud and highlighting the words as it goes. You can choose to go faster by turning the pages, or you can pace yourself along. There's also a pause button here at the bottom. So that is the read option. And again, if we click back up here on read, we can see some of the different things that the kids can go into. The next option is explore. So if I click on explore, We have a feature today of biomes of the world that we can explore. And along the side here, you see the menu of different places we can explore. So if we want to learn a little bit, for example, today about the rainforest, we can click on that. And we're going to get, you see down here, I have an introduction where I can click on my arrow. And here it's going to start me with a video. And it also gives you the option down at the bottom to have a read-along transcript, so we can learn about the rainforest with a video today. I'm going to close this out. And again, you can do that for all the different things. You also have things on the map that you can click on and learn about. In the play option, we have over here on our menu, we have some both math and language arts option. For math, we have some addition, counting, a shape selector, size it up that has to do with measurement, and subtract in style. If we go into language arts, we can click on know your letters, letters on parade, which is the sequence of letters. We have opposites, which is it, common objects, and word up, which focuses on nouns and verbs. So that is just an overview of the Britannica Fundamentals menu. I could be here forever showing you all these things, but for today's purposes, I'm just going to show you the basics and let you come and explore the rest of these on your own. And next, I'm going to take you into a brief overview of the elementary. So, again, if I go back to MEL's homepage here, I'll go into Britannica School Elementary. Now on here, one of the cool things up at the very top, you can switch into Spanish here if you wanted to. There is a special spot for students and educators. So for you teachers out here, there's a special spot just for you. If you go into the students option, it gives you some things to explore: articles, media, Animal Kingdom, World Atlas, compare countries, tour the USA, and biographies. If you were to sign up for a free account, kids, you have this backpack area with your content where anything that you save will stay there for you. And it's a free way to sign up. All you have to do is click on join the Britannica community, and you can sign up for a free account where you can save things. For teachers up at the top, or parents who are homeschooling, if you go up to educators, again, you can join the community for free to save the things that you like. And you will also then see this My Content where you can save your things, and you also will have a lesson plan browser. You have the same Explore menu as the kids have, but also down here we have curriculum standards where you can click on the US standards and specifically go into Michigan. There's also a user guide, some video tutorials, and PD and support. So fantastic resource for educators and for homeschooling parents. There's also a help menu up at the top right-hand corner as well. If we go back to the Britannica School Elementary, back to our home page here, you can see these are the same kind of little clouds that we saw if we chose the students or educator. We also have a link back here to Britannica Fundamentals that we just looked at for the little ones. They always have a cool Did You Know feature that you can explore. So there'll be different things up here each day. Today is about constellations, and it has a quick little quiz and some scroll through questions you can go through. In here, when you click on articles, I want to show you all the stuff that's involved in the articles because these are pretty comprehensive. You can browse here. So you've got animals, language arts, plants and other living things, social studies, world religions, fine arts, places, science and mathematics, and sports and hobbies. You also up at the top here have a search feature where you can type in a search if you don't want to browse and you know exactly what you're looking for. If we go into, for example, let's check out some animals here. It breaks it down by some subcategories here over on the left. And let's just take a peek at our alligator since it's the first one here, so you can see what an article looks like. So in the alligator article, it gives you an introduction, and it breaks down the article here. Then it goes into where they live. And when you click on that, it will expand it. Their physical features, and it expands that, and you can scroll down if there's extra here, and their behavior. Right? So you can bounce around from the different parts of it here. There are two different reading levels for this article here. So you have an easy reading level, and if you want something a little more complex, you can click on level 2 for a higher reading level. Over on the left-hand side here, you'll get some of the media. You'll get pictures. You can scroll in here. Sometimes there's videos that are included. It depends on the article. Sometimes you can also click in here for some related articles and information. If you go over to the right-hand side, if you have an account here, if you've created a free account, you can save this as a favorite. You always have the option to print or to email this. Citations. This is if you need to know where this information is from. If you're giving credit when you have a report, you can click on this and it gives you where you got the information from. Teachers, this is fabulous. So kids can build a citation page just by copying and pasting the citation, and it can be done here in different styles. Also, you can make your font size bigger or smaller. You can also translate this. You can share to Google Classroom, teachers, if you have that, and Google Drive, especially kids, if you are collecting things there, you can do that as well. We've got a fun fact here too, and there's also a link down at the bottom, especially for teachers. So that's what your basic article is going to look like in Britannica Elementary. Let's go back here. And I'm clicking back a couple of times here. Media is, if you click on this instead of the articles, it's going to give you all the pictures and videos that you can find. So if you're just looking for pictures and videos, that's a great place. A world atlas will show you all about geography and give you maps. Let me click on that real quick. So you can click on different maps, or you can use the search feature to find a place, which is pretty cool. Biographies. Fourth graders in L'Anse Creuse. Most of you are going to have to do a biography this year. If you click on biographies, you're going to get articles about people's lives. We have ABC order here, so if you know who you want, you can click on a certain person, or again, you can search for a person. Let's go into, let's say we choose Amelia Earhart. Okay, you can click on her, and again, your article is set up just like the alligators one that I showed you, where you've got an article here. You have different reading levels, all your media over here, all your options that I showed you on this side. So very useful feature for fourth graders to know that there's biographies there, because you're going to have to do one. And we also have an animal kingdom, which I kind of showed you the animals menu before. If I click on show more here, it shows me this menu down here at the bottom a little closer. Tour the USA, it gives you specific information about the United States, and there's some more geographies. And there's also a place where you can compare and contrast countries and get two countries side by side and see the facts about them and how they relate to each other. So again, we could go through this for a really long time, but I'm going to let you guys go back in here and explore the parts that interest you the most. And before I run out of time here, I want to make sure we have a good look at our middle school version too. So let me go back to my kids page, and we're going to go into Britannica School Middle for grades 5 through 7. The interface is a little bit different here. You can see we're getting a little more sophisticated with our older kids. Again, we always have a search box up at the top, so you can search exactly what you're looking for. We still have the same kind of thing for students and educators here, where students, you can set up your own account. Educators, you can get all the resources you need. There's also a help menu. If you were to create your own personal account here, this is where you would sign into that. You can also translate this into Spanish if you need to. You can see here we have our main menu here. We can explore it by articles, images, and videos. Again, we have our biographies. They're just going to be written at a little bit higher reading level. Our World Atlas. Again, we can compare countries, tour the USA, and access your own content if you sign up for a free account. Again, they have some fun facts down here that change so that you can go through and find out some cool trivia. And down here are direct links to compare countries. They feature a couple of countries today. Norway and Sweden are the two that they're comparing, but you can play around with these down arrows and compare any countries you want. Some more biographies, some more fun facts down here. Did you know? At a glance, we have some fun facts that you can click in and just explore. When they revise articles, that's the cool thing about this is these articles are not going to go out of date as new information comes about. They do revise the articles and update them. So you're getting new information, vetted information all the time. We have over here primary sources. So you're getting direct sources. You can come in here and look directly at the Declaration of Independence, for example, the Bill of Rights, all kinds of cool things if you want to see those primary sources, and some other recommendations down here. So let's take a quick peek at, let's go click on our articles up here so you can see what the articles here look like. And let's go, I will take a look at our animals again here. And we'll go back to our alligator because we looked at him before. So if you see here, here's our alligator again. At the top of our article, we have some tabs. Here's our article. We can click on the tab for images, related, and here's a special teacher tab. Right here is where you have the headings for your article. So you have an introduction. You could go to click on for their distribution and habitat right there. And then we have their physical characteristics. And if you scroll down, we have behavior, reproduction, conservation. So that's how your article is set up. You can jump just from one part to another up at the top there, which is kind of cool. They have a cool little did you know fact box here, related resources down here, including primary sources and websites. There is a video that you can go into. It tells you it's about 4 minutes and 18 seconds long. And you also have some pictures that you can click into here. Again, at the top here, you can see you can send this, you can mark it as favorites, you can print, cite it, translate it. You can listen to these articles being read, which is great. Change the font size up or down. And again, you have different reading levels. In this one, you have 3 different reading levels. So depending on how easy or difficult and how much information you want to get, you can click and choose the reading articles.
And that was just a brief overview of all 3 of the Britannica resources for you. There is so much to explore in each one. So please go back and take a look, play around with it. See how it can be of value to you this upcoming school year. I think you will be able to really use it. Kids, there's so much information about just about anything you would want to learn about. Teachers and parents, you should know about these resources and know how to use them because it is a great resource for you too, helping your kids learn about things, especially if they have reports to write and that kind of thing. So I hope you learned something today. Go ahead and play, and thank you so much for joining me.